The morning I stepped into the gym, the echoes of the argument with my husband were still swirling in my mind. His accusatory words, his cold gaze, and the way he never seemed to understand me. It felt like I was suffocating, and I needed to escape. The gym had become my sanctuary, my brief respite from being the unhappy wife I had become. Jack and Ryan, the two men who had been helping me since my first day there, had unknowingly brought a splash of color into my dull routine. Jack, with his warm eyes and quiet confidence, and Ryan, with his playful, carefree attitude, made me feel alive again. Spending time with them pulled me out of the box I had been locked in for so long. But today was different. As I stood in front of the mirror, preparing for the workout, Jack approached me. While I tried to hold my arms steady for shoulder exercises, his fingertips lightly grazed my arm. "Straighten up a little," he said softly, his voice low and intimate. My heart skipped a beat. That touch, that tone, it sent warmth rushing through me. I glanced at him through the mirror, and his faint smile made my pulse quicken. Behind me, Ryan adjusted a bench and said, "You're looking good today," in his usual teasing tone, but something about it felt different. I was caught between them, the tension growing thicker, the lines between us blurring. My breath faltered as Jack leaned in slightly and murmured near my ear, "We can push a little harder today, don't you think?" The way he said it made me realize he wasn't just talking about exercise. At one point, I sat on the bench, surrounded by their presence. Jack moved closer, his fingers tilting my chin upward. As I turned my face to him, his lips brushed against mine, soft, deliberate, and filled with an intensity that made the world around us disappear. I responded instinctively, as though my body had been waiting for this. Ryan stepped behind me, his hand resting lightly on my shoulder. I opened my eyes to see his playful smile. "Seeing you two like this makes me jealous," he joked, throwing a glance at Jack. That was the moment I gave in, realizing what I wanted. Ryan's hands traced the curve of my waist, his touch gentle and confident, while Jack's strong arms wrapped around me. It was as though I was suspended in time, caught between two men who were awakening something in me I had long forgotten. Who doesn't need a little escape now and then? I thought, letting the rush of the moment carry me away. The passion of that fleeting moment made everything else vanish. My worries, my arguments, my life outside those gym walls. Jack's steady presence beside me and Ryan's teasing lips on my neck filled me with a sense of energy I hadn't felt in years. I wasn't just existing anymore. I was living. The lines we had crossed didn't feel like a mistake, but rather a doorway back to myself. As I stepped out of the gym, I could feel Jack and Ryan's smiles lingering behind me. The weight of all my bottled-up emotions seemed to melt away. For the first time, I felt free, alive, and exactly as I wanted to be. It was as though I had rediscovered a part of myself that had been forgotten in the monotony of my life. This fleeting escape reminded me of who I was and what I had been missing. Slowly making my way outside, a quiet peace settled within me. In that moment, I realized that sometimes the most unexpected choices feel the most right. Neither the burdens of the past nor the uncertainty of the future mattered. At that moment, I was simply savoring the joy of being myself again. As I walked to my car, the cool morning air brushed against my skin, grounding me in the present. I sat behind the wheel for a moment, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror. There was a spark in my eyes I hadn't seen in years, a reflection of the woman I thought I had lost. A quiet smile spread across my lips as I whispered to myself, maybe it's not about losing control, but finally taking it back.